What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of The Impact New York. This is Season 1, Episode 5, and the episode is titled Destination Drama. Let's jump right into the review. Alright, y'all, so we actually start this episode off with Cleo, and she's just letting her team know what went down at Scott's little Babes and Bites event, okay? She lets them know how things started off cool. However, Chinese Kitty, she got it started, and Cleo, she feel like she handled herself well. You handled yourself as best as you could. That's what I'll say. When it comes to Chinese Kitty, y'all already know how I feel about her. And honestly, I don't even want these two girls together, because every time they come together, there's an argument. Her team said that she has a lot of things coming up. This girl even wants to do a talk show, okay? And then have her mama on the show as well. P.S. I think it's just going to be a podcast, but we're going to let sis do her thing. Now, she does mention to them how, Melanie, she came and she rocked out for her. She did the video. It seems like she definitely was not trying to ignore Melanie at this point, because she is so thankful and happy that her friend did the music video. So she did say that she was going to talk to her when they go on this girls trip. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to Ashley. She's with her mom, Bernice, and her mom has some shipments of some orders. Not orders, but some shipments of some new products that she's going to be selling soon or whatever. And Ashley goes on to talk about how she used to work with her mom, but now they kind of, doing their own thing. So, here's the thing. Ashley wants to go on this girls trip, and she needs a babysitter for her child. However, her mama is Bernice. She ain't your typical grandmother, okay? And yes, there has been an increased number of grandmothers who don't want a grandmother, but also, let's not forget that sometimes the parents, they just leave their kids with the grandmamas and never come back, practically, okay? They are always dipping it and doing it in the streets. And these grandmas said, not on my watch, because I'm going to be the one dipping it and doing it. Also, I understand that Bernice is a grandmother, but at the same time, she had you young and you had your child young. So the numbers, Bernice is how old, y'all? Early 40s? Yeah, she's still out in these streets, girl. Now, what got me, y'all, was the fact that Ashley told her mama that she don't really got to do much with, her daughter. All she got to do is make sure that little girl got her iPad and that she eats. And I'm just like, yo, what's so crazy is that these kids are really just being tossed an iPad and the parents just don't give a damn. I'm just gonna say it. It's crazy when I think of growing up as a child myself, and how we may have had Game Boys and Nintendo DS's and all of that, but we weren't 2 years old. We were not 4 years old with whole iPads just looking at screens all day. Shit is wild. But nonetheless, Bernice has a lot going on, but she does agree to watch the baby. Now, this is where things get a little tricky for me, because this child has a whole daddy, okay? And then Ashley goes on to talk about how she back with her baby daddy. That nigga can't watch your child? I'm trying to understand what the fuck he got going on that he can't watch his own child. I'm sorry. Sometimes I feel like women, they be letting their baby daddies just slide and slip and slide right on by without having to actually partake in the parenting. But I'm going to let it go. So then Bernice basically tells her daughter that she don't need no more kids, because Ashley is yeah, I want to get married, have some more kids. I'm like, wait a second. Chinese Kitty just said the same thing on the last episode, or maybe the one before that. Why is you girls rushing to get married and continue to have kids? Can y'all get y'all careers off the ground a little bit more? Alright, so we hop on over to Dream Doll, and come to find out, her and her sister got into it, okay? Now, she's talking to her mom about the whole situation, and basically the mom feels like both of these girls are at fault, because egos got involved, and there was a lot of riffraff going on. Unfortunately, they had this fight outside and the neighbors called the cops, okay? So Dream Doll, she's just like, how dare my little sister think that she can buck up at me? But here's the thing, girl. The younger ones, they do grow up at some point. Now, Dream, seems like she's overwhelmed with the amount of work that she has going on right now. Probably because everything's hitting her back to back to back. But like, girl, you're busy. You should be happy. You could be like Chinese Kitty, okay? Where things seem to be like real struggle like. Alright, y'all, so there are some things going on with Dream's label, right? Come to find out, she is signed to DJ Self. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for her. I don't know DJ Self like that. I do remember him being on Love and Hip Hop. And I don't understand how these people, they will sign to these DJs who only work at the radio station. I'm not trying to knock him or anything, but like, I don't think he has connections with like Rock Nation or like Epic or like the major labels like that. So she goes on to talk about how basically she's had to fund things on her own. Label ain't paying her a dime. And now she ready to cut ties. Baby, cut the ties, because it is not worth it to be on a label that doesn't do anything for you. Alright, so of course she has to talk about the trip that she's planning on doing with the girls. And Chinese Kitty is not coming. Thank God. Let's go ahead and move on to the next scene. Alright, so we see Scott, Ashley, and Malini. They are going to the trip or whatever. We see them riding together. And basically they have to update Ashley on what happened at Scott's event. And of course, Scott feels like both of these ladies are just going off of emotion. And I'm like, yeah, but also Chinese Kitty gotta stop, okay? Because she keeps making this a her issue and it's not. Nonetheless, they start talking about Malini and Cleo. And honestly, those girls just need to talk. Moving on. So they get to the location or whatever. There's a private chef there. Everybody else starts to arrive. Also, we learn that Ashley's not drinking. So one thing that I actually loved seeing was the fact that Cleo and Malini, first when they got there, had the conversation. I did not mean to ignore you. I had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things going on in my head. Squashed it. I love that for them because clearly these girls are real friends. Now, I also like the fact that they talked about Malini, you know, her family being straight from the DR, and how Cleo, her family's from Nigeria, and, you know, them living in America, they're living out their dreams right now. It really is a big deal. You know what I mean? Especially coming from immigrant families who had to work so hard just to get to America. You know what I'm saying? Just so that they can get to the U.S. to provide a better lifestyle for their kids. Yeah. Shout out to them. Moving on, baby. Did I tell you that food looked good? Oh, baby, that food looked good. Nonetheless, they have dinner. We learned that Dream Doll cannot cut with knives. I would need for her to go learn how to cut some things. I think she was cutting steak. My God. And they talk about what happened at Scott's event, of course. Oh, but also the fact that Ashley was MIA, and then it goes right back to what happened with Cleo and Chinese Kitty. Now, according to Cleo, she can actually squash the beef if she get her money back and if she get an apology. But really, she's still side-eyeing Chinese Kitty because she threw a glass at her, and that was taking it too far. So Dream ends up thanking the ladies and Scott for, you know, coming on this trip. They go upstairs, baby. Ashley is in bed, okay? I was like, Ashley, why are you turning into a grandmother? What's happening right now? Okay? So now the girls think that she may be pregnant. Y'all, that girl took a test and we already knew she was not pregnant, okay? So they talk about the fact, it's Ella and Ashley at this point. They talk about the fact that Ella was called messy because she kind of got involved in everybody's little drama and situations, but really she was just trying to make the situation better and have everybody get along. So she says that she's going to go downstairs, tell everybody that she leaving. And here come Ashley. Oh, well, girl, I'm about to leave too because, you know, my mama, she couldn't watch my child or whatever. Girl, why can't her father Where is Bubba? Why can't he watch his own child? Now, one thing that I will say is that Ella is such a influencer, because this girl said, let's hurry up and eat so that way I can take some pictures in the snow outfits that I bought, and then you just gonna dip out at 4 o'clock, girl? So you not even really trying to participate in the snow. You just want to get your pictures and get on. That's wild. Alright, so everybody's having breakfast together. Ashley leads the prayer. Sounds pretty good. Come to find out, she's actually Catholic. And we already know that her baby daddy is Muslim. Now, she says that she's actually interested in that religion, and she wouldn't mind, converting. But she doesn't want to make it seem like she's only converting, because of her man. Alright, so Ella tells everybody that she's going to leave, but it's really because it's her man's birthday. So now we've realized that she right back with her baby daddy, okay? And Dream, she's like, okay, I wish that I would have known this before, because honestly, she probably wouldn't have even told Ella to come. Because what was the point of you showing up for a day and a half? Like, honestly, she's going to be there for maybe 24 hours. Because they got there and it was time to eat dinner. They went to bed, got up in the morning, and now you already saying you about to leave? What was the point of you coming out here? Alright, so we actually saw a quick scene. I think it was Melanie and Ashley and somebody else. I can't remember whoever it was because they didn't say nothing. I believe it was Ella. They just kind of sit around, talk about the fact that Cleo and Melanie, they're good now. And Ashley talks about the fact that, she looks up to her mom because her mom did have her at a young age. She was a single mom, but she got that shit done, okay? And unfortunately, when people found out that Ashley was pregnant, of course, the internet, they had already knew who Bernice was, and there were people trying to talk about her like, oh, she's such a young grandmother and all this and that. And I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, kids happen, so it is kind of lame for people to be like, oh, she looks so young, she's only like 40 something and she's a grandmother. Okay, and she had her daughter when she was young, so relax, people. So a couple of them are sitting around or whatever, and they established the fact that Ashley plans on leaving as well as Ella. And of course, Dream is feeling some type of way because it's really giving, what the fuck did I invite y'all for? If y'all was really gonna come here just so that you can take pictures, for a day and pretend like you was really out here hanging out, we was having a good time, what the fuck are we doing? Like, and I'm pretty sure, this is probably like a cash trip type thing, but I understand why Dream has an attitude. Because why the fuck did I invite y'all if y'all wasn't even gonna actually be here and participate? Now, of course, Ashley gets to use her child as an excuse, but I guess, girl. Moving on, we see her actually go talk to Dream, and she tells Dream how Ella was feeling some type of way because Dream said that she was being messy. Y'all, so this tries to become a thing, but it doesn't really pan out that way because they go get Ella, and it was nothing. Honestly, I understand they gotta, drum up some drama on this show, but baby, this ain't the way to do it, okay? Who cares if Ella is being messy or not, or asking questions that everybody else don't want to ask? Moving on. Now, I will say, once they started to, go ice skating, these four actually had a good time, okay? They finally had some fun on this little trip. And we do see them sit by the fire and they're, bonding with each other, cracking jokes, and hell, Cleo over there farting and stuff. I'm like, ma'am, please stop. But nonetheless, Melanie talks about how she found a pregnancy test or whatever. Now, of course, they think that it belongs to Ashley because she wasn't drinking. Moving on. Alright, so everybody's getting ready to leave or whatever, and we actually see Dream and Melanie have a conversation. So within this conversation, Melanie talks about how Dream basically inspired her to really get on her acting shit. So she signed up for her acting classes, and she's really going to try to put in the effort to do this. And then Dream opens up about the fact that her sister didn't come to her premiere and goes into the reason why they got into it. So basically, Dream she overreacted to something and thought that her sister did something that she didn't. And all of this resulted in the girls having a fight. Honestly, Dream, go talk to your sister, okay? Talk to her, let her know that you messed up, and y'all can move forward. So we see Cleo and her mom. They are like recording for her little talk show, and Scott ends up showing up or whatever. And it was really cute to see, her relationship with her mom. She talks about how, her mom was just raised totally different than what she was. And, Cleo, full American, living the American girl lifestyle versus someone straight from Nigeria. Yeah, two different things. I mean, her mom wanted her to be a nurse, okay? And this girl wants to be a rap star. But it was a really cute scene. Moving on, we get to Dream and her sister. And they finally have this conversation. And the sister, at first, she's like, things were just taken too far. I don't think that we can ever come back. And Dream, she's telling her sister how, she didn't mean what she said. She tries to, speak some positive words into her sister. But her sister was not feeling it at first until she, breaks down. Because, she really does miss her sister. Yes, they may argue and fight with each other, especially when they were younger. But, baby, we too old for this, number one. And number two, these girls are really, really close. So it has to hurt when y'all are not seeing eye to eye. But nonetheless, the ladies, they get it together, okay? They accept each other's apologies. They both crying and shit. And they are now on a good foot, okay? Good for Dream and her sister. Y'all, that was the episode. Let me know what y'all thought about it. Are y'all Team Dream or Team Ella when it comes to who's being messy? Do y'all think that the girls should have left? Let me know in the comments. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.